lot of the finance sector hasn't actually caught up and recognised how important and how material resource issues are, sustainability issues are, how important it is to build human capital within the companies in your portfolio. And many financial sector people are still using a very narrow set of metrics that they were taught to use 20 years ago without recognising that future value of a corporation is only a tiny part of it represented by those financial metrics they were taught. A huge amount of the value of corporations are intangibles, and those intangibles reflect how good the company is at managing the future, and the future will have environmental factors, social factors, political factors in a way that traditional fund managers have simply never been able to deal with. Human nature is by its nature short-termist. There's no doubt about that. And many people look at outperforming in the financial markets in a 3, 6 or 9 month period, whereas business cycles for corporations are actually 7 years, sometimes 10 years. So there's a misalignment of incentives, and there's a misalignment within the finance sector in terms of their investment horizon compared to the investment horizon of the underlying company. So that's a market failure. What we're seeing now is, because there's an unprecedented transparency in the supply chains, companies need to look after the issues that are going on within those supply chains in order to be a prosperous and successful company. You have now very low-income people in developing countries with smartphones and Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts. And the question for an investor is, do you really want to own a company whose future success is based on nobody knowing what's actually happening in your supply chain? The companies that cut corners, the companies that co-opt regulators in the short term, these are the companies that are facing higher risks, and they're not the ones that you want to invest in over the long term. When I first started in this space a decade ago or more, there was really still going back to that idea of a trade-off. And I think the great step forward that we've made over the last decade is this recognition that it's actually the opposite.